No, I mean they should not be scared. Once they have got a direction or a way to reach the basic sources, they shouldn't bother, I mean, about others. They should try to convince their parents of the genuineness of what they are doing.
Kind treatments to parents. It's in the Quran, it's in chapter 17, and it's a fact, it's a responsibility that we should take, but it's not necessarily the most important duty. The most important duty is to worship Allah. Now the problem is many parents exploit that, saying that this is your responsibility, but then there's also in chapter 66 where they say the parents have a responsibility for the family, and there is an occasion where when the parents cause the child to deviate from Islam, that's in chapter 31, then he is obliged not to obey the parents. So there is a lot of tension. You can see that parents should look after the children should look after the parents, but then this is what I find with Muslims today, when a parent says that I only care what Abu Hanifa says, and the children say that I only want to worship Allah, I want to see what the Prophet This is the root of the matter. So
there is only one thing which Allah says children to not to obey their parents, that is shirk.
Yeah.
After that, I mean, doesn't put any kind of restriction on their good treatment to their parents.
Yeah.
You know, even I was reading a book, of course it is not in the Quran or Hadith, and of course I don't know what the people would have said at that time, but it was that if the father drinks wine, ask the child to go and buy it from the shop, he is obliged to do it, you know, to that extent. What is important, that only shirk is forbidden.
Yeah.
And in many cases you find, as Quran put in chapter 17, that at old age the parents become kind of irritative.
They become like children.
The children feel that they are stopping them from doing their business, from doing their job, and that is why they shout at them and rebuke them.
Yeah.
Quran is saying that no, they should be kind. Try to solve the matter in a more moderate and kind way.
Yeah.
Don't shout at them, don't say off and go away and this and that, no. So this will be the thing which they are required to do.
Because I'm looking at when the dilemma of Muslim families here, where not old age, not child, but in between, where the parents say you have to follow this sheikh, you have to follow this bir, you have to follow this madhab. But when children go to university, they find an alternative, and they find that the Islam parents' practice is taking them away from the Islam where they see Allah. So this is where they say that this tension is taking them away from
No, I mean they should not be scared. Once they have got a direction or a way to reach the basic sources, they shouldn't bother, I mean, about others. They should try to convince their parents of the genuineness of what they are doing. Yeah. So I visited a man's house and said that what is wrong with the children when we ask them to do anything, or when we criticize any action, they say bring proof, bring, I mean, the evidence from the Quran and Sunnah. I said they are right. I mean, this is what Islam is. Not anything you say they have to follow. Not anything your sheikh says you have to follow, not anything which your imam says they have to follow, but they have to find the truth. And they are trying to search. You are not helping them. Unfortunately, even the learned people, they are not helping them, because they are trying to control their own circle. They are scared of losing their followers. So this is wrong. Of course, in this kind of situation, children have to control themselves. I mean, not to rebuke.
This is the problem of youth, is that
Yeah.
they have so much energy, they can't control themselves.
Yeah, no, they should. And then speak gently and say that, look, what I am doing, I can produce you evidence.
See,
So just listen to me.
the switch, children should control themselves. But at the same time, the elder generation, they need to be understanding.
Yeah, they must understand, and they should try to look into the matter, not to go and ask Mauli Sahib that my son is doing this and that. You read, yeah, you acquire knowledge.
Yeah.
You just go to the Quran and Hadith. When the son is referring to a verse in the Quran or a particular Hadith, try to read it and see whether what he is doing is in line with what the Prophet ﷺ taught or what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran. Then just your religion requires you to follow it.
Yeah.
But no, of course I know what you are saying, that parents are so rigid, so tight-handed that they don't want to listen to their sons at all.
Or daughters.
Or daughters, yes, of course, I mean sons and daughters. You know, sometimes they would kick them out because he criticized Abu Hanifa or Shafi or Malik.
Yeah.
They don't have real faith. If they had faith, they wouldn't depend on one person. The idol worshipping or person worshipping, these people are taken as idols. The sheikh and this and that. So one has to tackle this, and then of course the solution is not only adoption but taking care in the way which is suitable for the child.